Abner, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be using any of it. I'm kind of glad I didn't because I feel like it was honestly like what more could they say other than like just argue with the both of you? Except for Sammy, who was going to be completely on your side.
Damn, we could have had an extra sword.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have I don't think he physically would have turned on Abner, but I think he would have verbally turned on Abner. Like I was gonna have him I didn't know Anderson wanted to have like a very dramatic entrance.
I'm sure it's fine. Um, what's can we get like a quick recap?
Sure. All right. Who wants to say it? Bleh. Bleh. Who wants to tell us what happened last time?
We won.
Last time on
We
This
did
Isn't
one.
Normal, we won and destroyed God. Asterisk. He's not actually God, he's just the guy that was in charge of heaven.
It's true. You guys got stuff from actual God to go beat up the King of Heaven. And then you did. You literally waltzed right in and kicked his ass. It was great.
We did. We walked in, Abner was there, Sammy was there. Sammy had a hater moment with Abner, reunited with his best brother in the whole world, Anderson Rivers.
Hmm.
And then we fist fought Abner to death with swords and spears and lances,
I mean,
and not actually any fists.
you and random guard, pink guard Keiki, which by the way, I've decided that if like every angel who's pink is just automatically great. They're all really nice. The
Of course.
other colors kind of suck, but pink angels, so nice. Yeah, no, you, Keiki, and then eventually Rosier showed up and like shredded him. And yeah, that's where we find ourselves in the throes of joyful reunions and success. You
Uh,
hear the sound of someone in the doorframe.
oh yeah, clicking a pen, right?
Mhm. Turning into the doorframe, you can see one very tall figure, Warwick, um, with his cube head and all of his eyes and his mouths. Every mouth of his is grinning, so smug. And next to him is a guy you've really never seen before. He's small, he's a little chubby, bald, holding a clipboard, looking horribly bald. Sorry,
It can't be
horribly
emphasized how fucking bald this guy is.
bored. He looks really bored. And he has a little pin on him that reads Inspector. And Warwick surveys the room and looks over at Rosier, who's standing above the decaying and broken corpse of Abner. And he says, "My goodness. Imagine this on the day of our cosmic health inspection. Someone murdered our king. Rosier, I can't believe you've done this." Rosier drops both of the knives and he uncomfortably steps over Abner and walks the length of the room to stand in front of these two and he says, "Please forgive me, but the fault lies with me. I slew our lord in a fit of jealousy, rage. I loved a human and it was forbidden." And he bows. And the Warwick says, "Well, as interim king of heaven, while we solve this problem, I have no choice but to cast you out. Rosier, I strip you of your angelic status, and you are forbidden from residing in heaven a day longer. Gather your things, say your goodbyes, and you will be banished to earth for the rest of your time." And Rosier looks over at you guys and gives you a thumbs up.
I give a thumbs up back.
And he turns to this little short guy. Warwick says, "I'm afraid we might just have to reschedule. I don't know if you can truly grade us when our king has been murdered. Oh, so sorry." Max, can you please play the Cosmic Health Inspector?
The short bald man who's painfully bald is the cosmic health inspector?
Yes, that's what I said, but cosmically inspected, wearing an inspector pin, clicking a pen, looking board bald, and I was like, "All right, Max, we talked about this. All right, Max, anytime."
Come on, come on. Any second now. Yeah, he looks at Warwick and then to the throne room and just asks a general question. Where are the animals?
Warwick looks around and he says, "Do you mean generally or the people in this room?"
No, the dogs, cats, horses. I mean, there's a couple trillion insects that manage to meet the criteria for heaven. Where are they?
I believe they're in limbo. Abner banned anyone who wasn't a human from reaching heaven probably about, I want to say 10 million years ago, perhaps.
Uh, the inspector goes up to Ernest and is gonna poke him in the forehead.
What?
You,
You?
what are you doing here?
Uh, I wandered in.
From?
He leans in real close. Hell.
Uh-huh. Check something else on his little checkbox. And he's gonna
Abner ran a tide ship, I tell you what.
he goes over to the bricks and he picks up a brick and he's like, can anyone tell me what this brick of immense sadness is?
Oh, that was Abner.
Rosier
He
says, "Oh, sorry, Abel, I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish."
Oh, you're fine. He just kind of miserably turned into a bunch of bricks that radiate the most sadness I've ever felt, I think.
Extremely sad bricks. This is a pickle, Warwick.
Warwick tilts his head and he goes, "Truly, I am boggled by some of the choices made by leadership. It seems we need some new ones."
Yes, I'll say some subordinates are drinking human tears.
Warwick like sweats a little bit. He's like, "It was supposed to have been animal tears per my contract, but as there aren't any animals in
That's not how
heaven,
it works. That you
unfortunately,
don't know. You don't get to just
I had
do
to make
that.
I had to make do, and I'm so sorry."
Where's Rhodes?
Warwick looks around. He goes, "I imagine Rhodes is probably in his office."
Yes, I have to speak to him about the unauthorized pausing of time in heaven. Jesus Christ, this is a mess. He's gonna look at Ernest and Abel, be like, "Are you here to clean this up?
Do you
You mean the
want
guy
me
from-
to?
I want these bricks out of here by the time I make a decision."
I start picking up the bricks.
Yeah, Ernest starts
Rosier
stuffing his pockets.
Rosier's like, "I know I've been banished, but would you like me to help as well?"
No,
He points to the pile of dust and he goes, "That used to be Samuel, the knight."
that was. Why is Sammy dust on the ground?
Oh, that's because he sent uh Abner, that is, sent Sammy's soul to heaven. I'm sorry, to earth from heaven. Caused a bit of a collapse. He died, and then he used, and he points over to Atticus, who's still like groggily clinging to Anderson. Part of that woman's soul in an attempt to revive him. But as that's highly illegal, we rectified it, but he did turn to dust.
Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna just have to do a redo on this whole thing. I think we're gonna.
Warwick frowns and he goes, "What do you mean a redo?"
What do I mean a redo? We have trillions, if not quadrillions, of souls who are supposed to be here. No leadership, and the closest thing is drinking human tears. That's
I
not cool.
What if I promise to stop?
Take me to Rhodes and we'll talk about it.
He's like skipping. And they leave. And you're back to just all of you guys and Keiki, who's like, can I escort you all somewhere? I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. I did just participate in Thanks for not ratting me out.
Well, we were all technically there. So,
Yeah, no, I definitely should have been, he looks at Rosier uncomfortably, felled for my participation, but you can really only look the other way for so long.
it's true.
If,
Yeah,
there's anything you need, I'll help you get there.
thanks.
Thank you.
we're just gonna go to the basement for a little while.
Alright, and he, like, picks up, like, a giant broom and starts sweeping up Sammy.
I turn to everyone. I'm like, are we ready?
Danny goes, "I
Yeah.
am so ready. I
Yeah.
am beyond sick of this place."
Okay, McAfee Ridge, 1932. Here we come.
And you do. I'm just gonna say again for ease of access, everything's a little bit in chaos. Word travels very quickly. The lockdown is both canceled and reimposed, but with non-lethal guidelines per the Cosmic Health Inspector. So as you all kind of walk down towards the nearest sewer entrance, a couple of different angels see you and they just kind of point to go, hurry that up. Thank you. And just walk away.
Yep.
Okay.
Atticus is getting it together. She's still very dazed, but after a couple minutes of walking, she doesn't really need you for support anymore, Anderson, and just looks around in general confusion. Oh, how long have we been here? I don't really understand my sense of time anymore.
Like 3 days.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, too long.
Did you guys I'm sorry. I don't really everything's a little jumbled. Do we have a way out?
Yep. Got it all taken care of. We had a plan.
I remember some of it. I remember some uh basement. There was a guy, there was phone. Okay.
Oh,
I'm just not gonna. What?
Ernest, is Goopy Teeth Frog hard to look at?
I think that's subjective, but for you, yeah, probably.
All right, let's not try and make him feel uncomfortable, or else he might just leave us here.
You should not. Don't say anything about his goop or lack of teeth.
Is that what? It's not that he has goopy teeth; it's that they're missing, and it's just like a
Well,
goopy.
it's like what I pictured was like the goop comes out of where his teeth would be.
That's worse.
Oh,
That's that's
I'm glad
worse.
that we're on the same page because that is exactly what I was also picturing.
I'm glad.
Just like a horrible little waterfall every time he opens his
Yes.
mouth.
God.
And like when he has his mouth closed for too long, it's even worse because it's just like what, and it all comes out at once.
I think he just like leaves one side of his mouth kind of open, so it's just constantly draining.
I love him. I love this man.
Yeah,
can we go to
Henry.
him?
Yeah, I was gonna say Henry and Dandy. They give you both a hug. They say thank you, and they promise to meet you downstairs as they kind of race back to their apartment to get some things. Um, but the rest of you return down the sewers, not stopped or impeded whatsoever, and you encounter a massive crowd, the entire co-op and then some, waiting for you in this room. And Clifford, you can see him standing ahead above just about everybody else. Spots you first, Ernest, and then excitedly taps someone who then starts elbowing their way through the crowd as Imelda literally just kind of bulldozes probably a good 50 people before she finds you, Ernest. She actually gets to Anderson first, and she's like, "No, you don't feel right." Shoves you, and then grabs
Ow!
you, Ernest. And she's like, "Oh, you're back. You're back. Thank you. I'm so relieved." She squeezes you so hard your back cracks.
Oh, you know what? I actually needed that. Thank you. That was perfect. Yeah, no, that was fucking really easy. Like that man went down really easy. I'm just gonna. We were not in any danger. We were fine. Uh, but
Only
I'm.
you could kill God and walk away saying, "What a nice afternoon."
I've had worse. I, I've had worse. And he hugs her back very hard.
She kisses all over your face and then just squeezes you, breathing in your scent for a minute before she pulls back and says, "Is everyone else okay? Did we didn't lose anyone, did we? I know we lost Castor and Horace and a few others."
Yeah. I mean, that was really it. Honestly, we actually gained a person along the way, technically. Uh, everything everything went to plan, but I'm very sorry about Castor and Horace and everybody.
Thank you. Castor was a, a good friend and probably too good of a person, really. And Horace is, well, Horace was also a very good friend. You don't know them very well, and I don't want to grieve too much today. We're finally together, and we're about to be free of this.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm just ready to get the fuck out of here, honestly. This has been a lot, but I'm so happy that I'm here with you. And Clifford, I imagine, is still getting through people, and he's like, and Clifford, when he
Yeah,
eventually makes his way over here,
he's like politely sidestepping, like, excuse me, ow, 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 excuse me, like 6 foot tall man behind. Thank you. And he comes up and he goes, actually, well, do you want to play Clifford or do you want me to do it for this scene?
for this scene, if you don't mind,
I
just
don't mind
because
at all.
the heartfelt scenes are a little awkward to do both people.
I hear ya. He comes up, he kind of smiles at you awkwardly. It's half like truly relieved to see you back here and half a little bit like doesn't clearly quite know what to say. And he goes, "Dad, wow, yeah, did you really kill God?"
I mean, like, it was kind of like God with an asterisk. I don't know if he was really like a, I don't know if he was
Like
like
God
God.
light?
Yeah, I, yeah, I guess, yeah. Uh, but yeah, no, honestly, like I said to your mom, it was real easy. Um, but we did it. And he pulls Clifford in with like this big group hug now. And he's like, I can't wait to get out of here with you two. I've been, God, I didn't think I'd ever meet you. And now I'm here with you and your mom. And whew, yeah,
No,
I'm just,
I know I know what you mean. I've grew up hearing the most insane, and I mean this, insane stories about you from mom, and I've always dreamed about meeting you. You sounded so otherworldly, and I don't mean to be rude, but I can tell that she exaggerated nothing. You're more than I ever thought you'd be, Dad, and I'm just really excited to get to know you. I guess I'm glad my kids aren't here, but I wish my kids could meet you too. You would love them, really.
Uh, they,
mm,
hey, hey,
what?
they can.
Oh, hey,
Anderson?
it's
Anderson?
that guy who said he knew my child's son?
I know. Yeah, we're going to at least where one of them is.
What? He kind of pushes away to grab you, Anderson, by the shoulders and gives you a little shake, and he's like, "What do you mean we're going to where one of my kids are?
We're going to where
Which
Mouse
kid?
is
Mouse? What? Why? Where? Uh,
because of Chris.
what do you mean because of Chris?
Chris, I think maybe slightly, probably not intentionally, but a little bit, is sort of responsible for destroying the world in the future. But
No,
he's
no. Chrysanthemum. I left Chrysanthemum a zucchini stand,
yeah, I thought it
and
was money laundering, to
Oh,
be honest.
all he ever had to do to stay just wealthy enough to get through life until he could find his own footing was sell the zucchinis at the zucchini carob stand. The locals are addicted to them. I made sure of that. So it wasn't going to fail. So what do you mean Chrysanthemum destroyed the world? Please expand?
But he saved Mouse and a bunch of other
Yes?
people, and
Uh-huh.
they're in 1932. They're where we're going.
Yeah, he's like loping back through the crowd and he was just like, "How do I open this door?
But Chris
I
isn't
just see
with them.
where's my one and maybe two sons? Hello? Sons?"
I look at Ernest. I'm like, I'm sorry about that.
no, I guess I get to meet a single one of my
You
grandsons.
get 50% of them.
Yeah, Mouse? Did you say?
His name's
Wait,
Mouse.
zucchinis?
And
What?
carob! Dipped in the carob! There's something in the carob! Don't tell the police!
Huh?
God, all right. Well, we do. They are my family. All right. Yeah.
Imelda's like, I feel like I should be angry about this, but I'm truly just so happy we're gonna circle back to family business another day.
I think maybe that's a conversation for another time. But yeah, yeah. How do we get out of here? Help!
Before that, Abel, Rosier, I kind of imagine you guys are at the back of this, and Rosier, watching all this joyful display pulls you a little bit further back, Abel, so it's just you two a bit. And he says, I can't believe I did it. Well, we did it.
Yeah. I Hey, I'm proud of you. I know it's probably awful to say, but I am.
Thank you. That that means everything to me. I was gonna ask if you would still love me despite having taken a life. I know you told me we had to, and you were right. We really did have to, but I just can't forget that feeling. It was awful.
I know it was. But if it's any consolation, it was something that needed to happen, and it helps everyone who's gonna be here still, and it also helps kind of him and Sammy because well, if the bricks energies are anything to go off of, he absolutely miserable, and I don't know how much of fixing that there is.
I can't. He brushes a hair out of your eye and like kind of tucks it behind your ear. He says, "I can't imagine choosing to do the things he did, but I can sympathize with the horrible dawning realization of losing the one that you love forever. That's really what I focused on the entire time. I knew that it was good for all of heaven, honestly, but I selfishly just kept thinking about you and I in a small house with 3,700 dogs and telling everyone we meet, hello, how are you? Would you like a garden vegetable that we grew from our literal garden? Would you like to pet one of my 37,000 dogs? Can we have
Number keeps getting
37,000 dogs?"
the number keeps getting bigger, but we can definitely start with like a few of them.
The other thing, Abel, I don't know what is going to really become of me when we leave and I fall. I don't know if I'll still look like this. If I'm grotesque, it is a punishment after all. Would you still be with me if I looked like a monster?
Of course.
Thank you. He hugs you tightly and he says, I fear I might be bald after this.
Well, I mean, there's only really one way to find out, but hey, if you are and you don't like it, there are always hats, among other things, that you can put on top of your head.
He gestures to his entire body, which is covered in these soft, downy pink feathers, and he goes, I meant, like, is there like a full body hat?
Oh, well, I mean, there's clothes, which are similar.
Can you help me keep up with the latest fashions?
Sure. I can certainly try.
He beams at you and he says, I love you.
I love you
Meeting
too.
you meeting you was the best thing that has ever happened to me. In the 4 million years I've been alive ish, I guess. I've never I've never been this happy. Even on the worst day of my life. I'm so excited to see tomorrow with you.
I give him the softest smile, and I cup his cheek with my hand, and then I give him a big hug again.
He leans into it, nuzzles in your hand, and then squeezes you all around. And sighs and says, "All right, let's go home." And we cut back to the front of the group where Anderson, Atticus, Ernest, Imelda, Clifford, Dandy, Henry, they've all rejoined you. Henry's holding a massive bag that's filled with books, and Dandy is just wearing a coat and her little hat with a couple of notebooks tucked under her arm. She's bouncing from foot to foot, and she goes, "If I just wait 100 or so more years, I can see my daughter again." When are we going back to, by the way? You said
1932.
1932? 100 more years or so. Let's go. I That's nothing.
So where's the frog, Beth?
Rosier's like, weren't you supposed to call him?
Were we supposed to call him? I thought he said he was just going to meet us here
I thought we
today.
had a scheduled pickup time.
Yeah, like an Uber,
A
like
bloober?
a goober.
You could give him another call, probably.
Yeah, Ernest pulls the phone out of his giant back pocket.
You put it drops to the floor, and you dial his direct line, and he answers after 5 rings. He goes, "Hello."
Hey, buddy, it's me, Ernest.
Oh, Ernest. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I forgot. Part of the plan was to switch the days around. Oh, it's today. I'll be right there. Just wait a
Okay, yeah,
second.
yeah, no worries. We'll be here. Just yeah, we'll be here.
Okay, the 1932, what was? Yeah. And he hangs up.
Yeah. All right. What? Hey, all right. He hung up. He'll be here though.
Yeah, the door behind you swings open. The big one, the one you have not opened, the door connecting to Earth swings open.
Oh,
And in front of you, um, behind him is a blinding light of the sun, which you haven't seen in days. Down in this dark ass corridor, um, stands a frog. The frog is almost entirely naked, save for a star pinned to his little frog suit, titled "Fun Police," and up into his head, which is horrifying, by the way. His open frog mouth is just dripping. It is gushing this black, horrible liquid that's sort of draining down his neck, either just like hitting straight on the floor or like kind of just draining down his body. His eyes are yellow and wild, and he has 2 extremely bushy eyebrows and no other form of facial hair absolutely anywhere that you can see.
Hey, Beth,
Yeah?
where's the pin?
It's, like, pinned into his, like, frog chest.
Oh my god, I thought it was,
I thought it was gonna cover up his
yeah,
freeness.
his frets.
No, like, Party Frog has, like, his little, like, frog half, like, loose and free. There's no freeness.
Yeah, Ernest is gonna like run up to Goopy Frog and give him a hug.
Like, he warmly embraces you, and I mean warmly because some of this goo is now dripping
Yeah,
down your side, and
it's hot.
he smiles at you and he says, "Ernest Fundamental, misunderstanding Hawthorne. It has been a time. I'm so excited to see you, buddy."
Man, it's been too long. Goopy Frog, you always come to me, in my time of need, and I can't thank you enough. You, God, you have to meet my family. Hold on, and he like pulls him along by the fucking gross, slimy hand.
Yeah, he just kind of drips along the floor as you pass. Atticus side eyes you big time and then just tries to sidestep out the door. You drag him over to Imelda and Clifford. Imelda has zero reaction at approach, but Clifford's face goes from horrified to nauseated to horrified to disbelief as he looks at this thing. And he opens and closes his mouth several times, and Imelda says, "Did you bring someone over?" And Goopy Teeth Frog goes, "Beautiful family you have here. Wow, look at your offspring. That guy's tall."
That's my son. That's Clifford, and this is my wife Imelda. We are recently reunited. Actually, this is the first time I'm meeting my son, so you and me are on the same page right now. But eh, I just, you've been such a big part of my life, and I need you to meet them too. and he leans into Imelda, and he's like, "Don't be alarmed when you shake his hand. It will be wet."
She smiles and she says, almost nothing phases me anymore. And she sticks her hand out, and he sloppily grasps it. And you see for just a second her face twist up in disgust, and then she smooths it over with that same smile. And she says, "Thank you for being such a good friend to my husband, and thank you for coming to help us. Truly, goopy teeth frog, was it?" And he goes, "Yes." She goes, "Thank you, goopy teeth frog." And Clifford goes, "What the fuck is that?" And Imelda elbows him and he goes, "Oh."
Clifford, Clifford.
Goofy goes, no, it's okay. Don't worry. I get that a lot. Sometimes from my own. Wait, I don't have kids. Sometimes from regular children.
What children are children?
You've met the Star Kids and the Womburgers.
Oh my God! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um. uh. Clifford, this is a frog. I don't know if you've ever seen one of them, but
Gonna
don't
cry.
be alarmed.
He goes, "Nice frog, Dad. Super cool." Yeah, the crowd is kind of confusedly just exiting. Anderson, did you follow your sister out? Or are you still in here?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow her out. Hey everyone, it's Max here for your regularly scheduled ad break at the end of an era. Thank you so much for listening to A Little Slice of Heaven. This is it's Beth's longest adventure that she's ever done, and I'm very, very proud of it. This has been a blast to record, so I hope you all take a few seconds to say with me, thank you, Beth, for doing this. Next week, we are going to be getting back into A Little Slice of Heaven. So, it's going to be very exciting. The reflection game, Max. Next week, we're getting back into the reflection game. Come on now. Stay with us. We did have some technical difficulties last week, so I got the episode out later, but back on the Mondays. Of course, you can join us every Monday at youtube.com/@tinpodcast, assuming that we do one of those, assuming that we have it. Just want to give everyone a heads up. You know how it goes with the backlog. We don't have a backlog right now. So what you're listening to is at the end of the pipeline. We have every intention to record on Monday, the day that this comes out. If it doesn't happen and we push back a week, I apologize in advance. Sometimes life just life's a little bit, but that's life for you. So anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time this week. Not much else to say. Thank you all so much for your support. It always means the world to us. One more time, thank you, Beth, for doing this. Thank you, Beth, for A Little Slice of Heaven. And for everyone else, I hope you all have a heavenly week. Stay safe, drink lots of water, and take care. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Whoops. No, that's not the right button at all.
Okay, you guys come out first with the rest of the crowd. When you look behind you, it's kind of very similar to the giant tear in space that rips you through. Almost exactly where you originally came from. You and everyone else are filing out of this translucent rainbow tear in space. From the inside, it looks like a door frame, and from the outside, it looks like someone ripped a hole in whatever the hell this is. Um, Ozma, Mouse, anyone else who was a part of that party is staring open mouthed at this scene.
Yeah, who's
And
left there?
Atticus,
It'd be Ozma, Mouse, Dees, Tem, and the Fingies, I think, who are
yeah,
witnessing this.
this group minus the Fingies, who are just smiling. Actually, they run back up to Atticus. And she's like, "Oh, why do I remember? Oh, fuck, 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 fuck!" Um, and yeah, they're like beelining for her. And everyone else is staring in open mouth shock and horror at this fucking hole that you all wandered out. Mouse himself is like, Where the fuck have you been? You were gone for 5 minutes. You came back with like 1,200 people.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, snap. Chris. No, Ernest. Ernest, get over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
all wander out. The family kind of follows. Clifford is just looking around in horror. But yeah, Ernest, you get called over immediately.
Okay. Yeah. Ernest is dragging his family with him.
Yeah, Imelda is following you, and Clifford is looking around wildly. Max, do you want to play mouse from here?
Sure, yeah.
I'm so sorry. I don't know how to play mouse and Clifford for a reunion.
Just slowly transitioning back to
Into
into DM hood, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
just about.
so Mouse looks over and like squints his eyes and he's like, "Dad?"
Clifford swivels, looks at Mouse, squints, and then looks at him, and he goes, "Mouse Gatool?"
Why would you? Oh my god. Mouse
Ooh.
wipes a tear from his eye and says, "It's me, Dad."
He runs over and grabs him in a big hug, and he goes, "You look so old. What happened? You aged so much. I just saw you. I just died. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
Dad, what are you doing here?
Mouse, this is your grandpa and your grandma. You dragging you over, and he's like, "We just escaped the confines of heaven. I think we're angels. I don't got yelled at and beat for it. This is your grandfather. This is
Mouse,
your grandmother."
Mouse is sweating.
It's just like, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say Ernest is like, oh god, this is a lot of people now.
Mouse comes up to Ernest and is like, "Grandpa?"
Mouse, fuck it. He looks over at Clifford and he's like, Mouse Tool?
That's his legal name. Yep.
It's a special surprise tool he saved for later.
Are you old? Are you old though?
No,
It's like 30.
I'm like 30.
Wait, he leans over to Clifford and he's like, is he the older one?
Yeah, but he was like just like a teenager when I died. Well, what year is it?
I think now it's 1932, Dad.
Why are you old here?
Because Chris,
Why are you so old?
it's Chris, Dad. It's always Chris.
What did
No,
my poor grandson do?
we gave him a Zook stand. He was just supposed to sell Zooks for a living.
He didn't even do. Yeah, I gotta give him credit. He tried. He tried to sell Zooks, and then some old man harassed him into joining the circus or some game or something. And then there was a hotel, and then the world was ending, and then they got us here.
I'm sorry. I knew I should have made him work at the antique store. He just didn't want to. I'm sorry.
It's cool, Dad. It's cool.
It just hugs you again.
So wait, are you saying zucchinis caused the end of the world? Is that what I'm getting from this?
Mouse turns very slowly from his hug to look at you. And it's like, in a roundabout way, yeah.
God, all right. It runs in the family, I guess.
Imelda like touches Mouse's face, and she says, "I know this is probably horrifically bizarre, but I'm so happy to meet you. I'm Imelda. I guess I'm your grandmother."
Yeah, that's like the least weird thing that I've been told in the last like 5 minutes. So, hi, Grandma.
Oh, hey, I'm your grandpa. Sorry,
I-
I called you old.
It's cool. I got it.
I got it.
Goopy Tea Frog wipes a tear from his eye, and he says, "I love happy endings like this. If you excuse me, though, I got like one more thing I gotta do real fast, real fast." And he takes off his fun police badge and he puts on regular police. And he walks over to Atticus and Anderson. And he's like, "All right, put your hands behind your back."
Whoa.
Atticus looks over and she goes, "Please, I really don't understand what's happening. I have two
I
selves in my head trying to talk at the same time. What?
I put Anderson. I shouldn't say I anymore. Now that I'm like everyone again. Anderson
Sorry.
puts a hand on Goopy Cheeks' soggy shoulder, and with a smile on his face, and he's like, "That's you're all right, Goopy Teeth Frog. You know that? That's really funny."
And he grabs your arm and he twists you around and like
Oh,
puts you like pulls both your arms behind your back, produces a pair of time handcuffs, because they're made out of like little like gears, and he snaps you in them. And Atticus goes, "Oh fuck no!" And she's gonna try and punch this guy. She does a
Oh,
bad job. She misses, and he just grabs her and puts her in cuffs too. And the both of you are sitting on the grass in handcuffs, but
no,
not before. Huh?
no, go ahead.
And he's kind of just like opening, like he's pulling out like a pair of like this like little watch, and he's starting to open something. When an entirely different portal opens up behind him, and Party Frog walks out, and he says, "Goopy Teeth Frog," and Goopy Teeth turns and he goes, "Party Frog, what are you doing here? I'm on this mission." And Party Frog says, "Yeah, party's over," and puts Goopy Teeth Frog into handcuffs. And before anyone else has a chance to react, he pushes Anderson, Atticus, and Goopy Teeth Frog into a portal, waves at you all, and closes it.
So,
hey, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Mouse looks over at you, Ernest, and it's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Frogs. They
yes,
got
it
a,
all makes sense now.
they got arrested by the the police.
Rosier, who by the way took his sweet time exiting the portal, as soon as he did, every single feather he had fell out. So he's standing there, kind of like a naked bird, um, and he's like covering himself with his weird arms, and he's just like, "Hi, apologies about my appearance. I have appeared to be bald now. Um, was that always part of the plan? I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye."
No,
I don't
that
think so.
that was not part of the plan. Fuck, man.
Rosier goes,
So,
I hate to be weird about it, but then he does like a little dance, and he's like, "But I've never felt grass before, and the sun feels so nice. Is this really Earth?"
yeah.
Yeah.
He runs off. He's like, "Where's a dog?" He's just running.
Um,
Maybe we should get some clothes for you.
His little tushy's out, but he's running.
Okay.
can I?
I take my shawl off and I go chase after him.
What were you saying, Max?
Can I interject here?
Please.
All right, I want Ozma to go up to Ernest and call for Abel. Be like, "Hello. Um, you both seem like you're relatively in charge here. Is that correct?"
Uh,
I mean, I don't think there was ever really like a hierarchy of the group, but
do you have something you need to talk about or say?
Well, yeah. Hi. And she holds out a
Hey,
hand. Ozma Erickson.
uh, Ernest, fundamental misunderstanding Hawthorne.
Really?
Abel Ravenwood.
By the way, for your context, just in case you forgot, this lady looks exactly like Castor. Exactly. Just with longer hair.
It like snaps in Ernest's head, and he's like, "Yeah, okay. We're gonna brush by that for a minute. What do you, please, uh, Ozma."
She looks kind of like flabbergasted. It's like, please.
Whatever. I'm just, you came up here and you wanted to say something, so I'm just saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to know what the fuck happened. Why did like 1,200 of you just come out of a portal?
Heaven jailbreak.
Heaven jailbreak?
Heaven
Heaven
had
sucks.
issues, and they it's not good, and so people have left now.
And so you're here.
Yes.
Yeah, we're like displaced puppies.
And did that
Anderson said that he came from here, and so we helped him and left with him.
Also, I'm not from heaven. I'm from hell.
Uh-huh.
Just want to point that out.
No, yeah, great. Super. And you know Mouse.
That's my grandson. One of my grandson, I guess.
Fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
no, that, yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm gonna need you two to start directing people, we're gonna need like lumber, supplies. Hopefully someone here knows how to like build.
You're gonna like
Henry
build a
walks by,
village?
pulls out like a stack of papers and slaps him down, and he goes, I have 400 years of human construction history. I don't know if any of us need to eat or drink here, but I have how to collect food and water. I have how to start a garden. I have the basics of hydroponics. I grabbed absolutely everything I could think of that you would need to start a village with on my way out.
Okay. Henry, do you want to be like, do you want to be like mayor of the
Yes.
village?
Yes! Yes! Dandy's like, fuck, Ernest, no. Henry's like, mayor, director, overseer, leader. Finally! And he points at Osmond. He goes, you are going to be my co-mayor. You seem like you've got a good head on your shoulders. What's your name?
Ozma, sir.
All right, co-mayor, vice mayor Ozma, vice mayor Ozma. I'm gonna need to have you help Ernest direct people into groups based on what their occupation previously was during their times of being alive. If anyone was born in the 21st century, set them off to the side. They have absolutely no usable skills.
Oh,
I am going
Oh,
to go survey a spot where we can just start setting up immediately. And he starts marching, and Dandy is like, I wish you'd asked anyone else.
I mean, that was more of like a suggestion, not like I was offering it.
No, that was a great
Yeah.
idea, Ernest. Ozma is like following right behind. Great work.
You're supposed to help. Okay. All right. Bye.
Dandy wraps an arm around your shoulder and kind of pulls you into a half hug, and she goes, I can't believe we did it. You guys really.
Yeah,
That's
that was something. Holy shit! And he pulls Dandy into a hug again.
yeah, she like lifts you off your feet laughing and just spins you around.
Ooh,
so
okay.
we're just gonna ignore that they looked exactly like our. We're, we're just gonna ignore that.
I think we have more important things right now. I don't think we need to cause them to have probably another existential crisis because they look like they've had more than one.
Yeah, you can see it in their eyes.
Yeah, that's the light is dim in there, but
Okay.
I think we hold that off till another time. I,
Rosier comes back, by the way, in the midst of this conversation, completely covered in black feathers. And he's like, guys, I drank the potion that creation or order or calamity gave me, and I'm not bald anymore.
it was a growth serum.
I guess so. And look, and he's like still like tapping the ground and like tapping other people and like kind of doing a dance. And he's like, I don't have any magic. I'm just a guy.
Very nice.
He's like trying to fly, but it's like a penguin. He's not going anywhere. He's like, I can't even travel by wing anymore. I still have them. They're useless.
And honestly, the black feathers, that looks great.
He, like runs a hand through his hair and like blinks at you a couple times, Abel, and he's like, what do you think?
I like it. It looks very nice.
He does like
Abel
a
has been like the look of like confusion and shock that was on Abel's face when Ozma was here very slowly has shifted into just like a grit like an open mouth grin.
yeah, he when you say that, he does like a little happy dance and he picks you up and he spins you around and he's like, and I already found our first dog, and he points back in the woods where there's like a baby bear like going like
That's that's not a dog. We cannot keep that.
I've named him Clifford too.
Oh,
That's really sweet.
that's very sweet. We can't keep him. He's actually a bear and will grow up and maybe hurt us very badly.
He goes, I thought,
We're gonna teach you about animals.
okay. And I think unless anyone has anything else they want to do, that for the moment is where we'll leave it.
I can't believe we got an almost happy ending.
You
That
guys got an
is
almost perfect happy ending. I expected the fight to go a lot worse, to be honest. If Abner hadn't failed quite as much as he had, I kind of thought at least one of you would die.
I thought Ernest was gonna die. I was ready for it.
His
Listen,
like if you got
bro was going through every stage of grief at the same time.
if you got direct laser beamed, I was going to have that do like on the first hit 1d10, and if you got hit by another one, it was a 2d10. But it
Jesus.
didn't actually hit anybody except the purple guy.
He immediately just got vaporized.
Well, I was like, I mean, this guy sucks, so
I I feel like I don't know. I can't believe we did it.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. You guys are not making my life easy. You know that? You know
sorry.
that?
What
Because if
what was the part that
go ahead.
I was gonna say what part fucked up your plans?
Nothing. Just the realization that if Team Bouquet comes back to the same spot in one camp,
Mhm.
we are going to have Ernest, Chris, and Schmegley. We are going to have Tandy, Atticus, and Cosmo. And we are going to have Abel and Iris.
Yeah! All of our boys in one place. See, we just have to get prepared to split between several people. Everyone gets to minorly DM.
We'll talk about it.
Well,
All right.
Epilogue scene. Max, if you don't mind being the guy in charge of heaven. Not the guy in charge of heaven. Oh my god. The fucking cosmic health inspector one more time.
Your
Warwick,
best.
the cosmic health inspector, and Rhodes. Just because I don't really care how it shakes out, but I do want someone to be elected the new king of heaven. And I do kind of feel like the cosmic health inspector's got to be the one to do it.
He can't just shut it down.
Said
No,
Heaven's
someone
actually been canceled. We're gonna make a new one and start over.
How?
because then that goes against like where the good soul's gonna go. Because hell will not take them.
I have an
Just gonna make
idea, but I don't
Heaven
know if it's a
2.
very good one.
What's your idea? Do you want to just play it out?
Yeah, if we just scrap it, we
Let's-
can.
That's fine. We don't have to include the scene if we don't like it, but let's do it. Back in Rhodes's office, Warwick is standing drinking a cup out of a cup labeled "Not Human Tears," and Rhodes is sitting at his desk with his big old clock head in his hands, and he says, "So let me get this straight. I'm in trouble because I used my power that I have one time, one time,
One time.
and I'm in trouble. Yes, one time.
One time.
Recently, yes."
Do you want to tell me why heaven is 3 days, 6 hours, 40 minutes, and 36 seconds off of Universal Standard Time?
He coughs, he looks at Warwick, and Warwick goes, "All right, if you must know, this partially did come from Abner himself. But there were a few times when Abner was planning a single member invasion and did want it to be kept off record. Am I really going to be punished for things that my superior had me do?"
Are you really pulling we were just following orders with me right now? Does that seem appropriate?
I'm sorry?
No, you're clearly not.
I'm really not. I'm actually kind of mad. Why the fuck does Tempest, a stupid demon who's a turtle, he doesn't even have anything to do with time? I'm a literal clock man! And this is a stupid turtle! He gets to rule hell and earth? Why? Why? I know why. I'm mad about it!
Cosmic stability is why. Look, you're both
Warwick says,
here.
right for the job. Oh.
But I have to do something drastic.
How drastic.
I have to put someone in charge who I know is going to change things. I need to put someone in charge who is so radically different from any comparison that perhaps I can avoid a full shutdown.
Rhodes said, can I unnominate myself? I just kind of want to be in charge of time.
Yeah, you're not nominated.
He sits back and Warwick kind of like gently sips some more of his drink and he says, now I know what you're thinking. Not the guy who's been drinking human tears. But remember this. I do know more or less every potential outcome. And the person you're thinking of, let's say this. You could be entirely right, and you could also lose your job because a shutdown would be light compared to what they could potentially have in store. Let's leave it there.
Wait, I thought of
You
a
could
better
also.
idea.
Oh, good, because I'm bluffing, because I don't know who the fuck you're thinking about.
No. We need someone with experience. We need a veteran who fought valiantly for freedoms on life and in heaven.
I know who you're thinking of. And Warwick puts his cup down and he goes, I will not answer to that man.
Man. And Ethel Elderberry walks around the corner into the office.
He turns and for the maybe the first time Warwick looks shocked and he goes, Ethel? And Rhodes goes, oh, you brought back my best secretary.
No, I brought back the ruler of heaven.
Ethel goes, oh, that's nice. All right, boys. Get ready to wipe your slates clean. We're cleaning up the city. Goes, all right, I'll see this out. Yeah, that's where we'll end.
She's my hero, I think.
God, Ethel for president? That's fucking great.
It was
Ethel for King of Heaven was not on my 2025 bingo card.
it was gonna be John. And I
Oh,
was like,
I
who did you think it was
I
gonna
thought-
be?
I thought you were nominating Annie Benny.
Annie Benny.
Benjamin.
Yes, I remember him. No, it was gonna be John. And John was gonna rule with a cult-like authority and his love of Ernest. But I thought Ethel might actually stand a decent chance.
I think that's fucking hilarious because I know there's probably not going to be a reason or way to do it, but I really just want to see Orpheus's reaction to finding out that Abner died, to have her be like, yes! And then that they installed a human woman from the beginning of time, like one of the very first humans ever created in the angel human war, and they just made her queen of heaven, and Orpheus was like, what?
Yeah, so we'll that's it. That's a little slice of
We
heaven.
did it!
That was
I
so
hope
good.
you enjoyed your slice. It's the only one you're ever gonna get.
This is
Thank God. I don't need any more heaven.
Ethel Elderberry's A Little Slice of Heaven.
I would revisit heaven for Ethel. I'm not gonna lie.
Just for this.
If we ever had to do another single one-off, I think Ethel Elderberry's Little Slice of Heaven would be fucking incredible. Ugh.